I am in the Kettle Moraine northern unit. Give you a sense of some other state parks. If I go straight east towards Lake Michigan, I hit Kohler Andre State Park. Just Highway V is a direct link between the two. Got some beautiful, we are in the Kettle Moraine, hilly areas. So I'm on a long trail, but my goal right now is I'm heading over to Long Lake to give you a campground tour. And a reference point, I am at Butler Lake. We have a trail going that way and a trail going up off that way. And I have a little parking area here. And this is the Ice Age National Scenic Trail. And off the end of my parking area here, I actually have the official start of the Butler Lake Trail. The other trail over there was actually the Ice Age Trail. Welcome to Long Lake Recreation Area in Kettle Moraine State Forest. Alright, decision time. We are going to start with the campground. There's also boat launch, fishing pier, North Beach picnic area, South Beach picnic area, and we'll take a look at those after the campground. Okay, to the left is the 600s. Let's take a look at the 600s at Long Lake Campground. To the right is 601 to 620. And the campground host. Okay, we have very thick cover between sites. 603 on my right, 604 on my left, 605 on my right. You cannot see into these sites. They are not big. They are small. They don't have mature trees overhead. 606 on my right. Again, very small. 607. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's a big one. That one's got some room to it. All right. 608 on my right. 609 on my left with an RV in it with the actual like Class C and 2 cars. 611 on my left. 610 on my right. 612. Okay, so this is 612. We have not a huge site, but you can definitely put something next to something else and squeeze in here. Okay, starting at 613, we are now in electric land. 614. Got some bathrooms. 614 was not electric. 615 on my left, 616 on my right. 614 is pretty big. 616 is medium size. 618 on my left, backs up to the neighbors. 617 on my right. Let's see, 620 is also backing up into that group in the center there. 619 on my right. I am going to go continue around. There is a center section here. I'll come up later. 631 is electric on my right. Yeah, it's hard to look into these sites because they are so thick and most of them are occupied. 623 electric on my left. 633 on my right. Sense here, they're crammed in there. 634, 635 on my right. Maybe they feel like they're really tight because the woods come right up to the edge. There's no visibility through them. 637 electric on my left, 638 electric on my right. 640 on my right. 639 on my left. They got a pretty big bumper pole in there and 2 cars that neither one of them brought that one in. 642 on my right is electric. 641 on my left is electric. We got a men's restroom and then a ladies' restroom. Got a fifth wheel over here on my left, crammed into there. 643. Now I'm going to go back down the middle, which is 621. This should be my first one. And this is a two-way. So 621 on my left. 622 on my right. These are electric. 623 on my left, not electric. On the right is electric. We have a nice restroom, possibly shower building too. 626 on my left, 627 on my right. Pretty full campground, but it is a Friday afternoon or Friday morning. 629 on my right, not electric. 628 on my left was electric, so it's a little confusing. Okay, coming up here on my right is that cluster that seems to all back up to each other. So 630 here backs up to the two other sites, and it's wide open to their neighbors. Let's go back around and out to the other sections. Alright, going back out and go find the next batch of campsites. That was the 600 loop. Alright, I got two other choices. I'm going to go to the 700s loop now. Long Lake 700s. Straight ahead I have the nice facilities. 701 on my left, adjacent to the nice facilities. 702 on my right. Now this section has mature trees and a lot of cover between the neighbors. So I'll give you a sense of a site here at 703. Okay, this is 703 over here. Let's look at 704. There is 704. Okay, 705 on my left, 706 on my right, 707 on my right. Kind of a good combo to share 6 and 7 with a friend. They kind of back up to each other. Got an overflow parking and a trailhead apparently. Let's see here. Okay, 713 and 712 are shared site. 711 on my left. These are non-electric. I've got the mystery machine on my right. I got 714 on my left. I'm not kidding. It's the mystery machine. 715. Alright, 716 on my left. Gets a lot of sun right now, but I'm sure it will have evening sun. 711 on my right. We're going up a hill. 718 on my left. 719 on my right. 720 on my left. 721 on my right. Nice area for camping in the woods. 722 on my left, 723 on my right. There's a good variety of places to set your tent in all of these. 724 on my right. Seems to share some space with 725. It's not well defined between them. 726 on my left. Backs up to its neighbor as well. And then we got good cover over here to 727 is isolated. 728 on my right is well isolated from anybody. 730 on my right, 729 on my left. Both of them very isolated from their neighbors. Good cover. 733 on my right. 731 and 32 are a shared site, and they even have a water fountain. 734 on my right. Over there. And that is the 700 loop, I believe, because I am back to the restrooms. So far the 600s look like they're very favorable for smaller mid-size RVs. The 700s look very nice for tent camping. You could fit some pop-ups and things in there, but I didn't really see much in there like that. But you also don't have electric. Let's go check out the 800s now. Alright, coming into the 800s, I don't see any signage telling me where anything is. I know, don't go right, don't go left. I guess I'm going up the middle. And then we'll split off from there. 801 on my left. Right there. Climbing a little hill to 802. So this is not all that RV friendly in here. 803 on my left. This is definitely very tight. 804 on my right. Definitely meant for tent camping or very small equipment. 805 on my right. 806 on my left. And I'm going to go right to 830 to 856. Climbing a bit of a hill. And we even have two different groups. 830 I just passed in wide open spaces there. 831 is closed for some reason. Let's go to 832 to 841. And we will be doing some loop backs. 832 on my left is a little slopey. This one over here is fairly small space to work in 834. 833 looked a little bigger. 836 on my right. 835 is a very sunny site. We still have pretty good cover between sites. 837 on my left. And a restroom. 838 on my left, 839 on my right. That's 839. Coming back around onto the loop. And I have 840 on my left. And 841 on my left. Alright, to give you a sense of this doesn't get a lot of big vehicle traffic, my van just hit some branches coming in here. Going to the right again for the second set of these 800s. I'll have to come back around and do the left side a little bit. So now to 842 to 856. It's again very tight, narrow road. 842. Okay, that's 842. It actually is fairly large, quite a bit of room in there. 843 on my left. Pretty big space. I got some extra parking, it feels like, on my right. Actually a site. 845, you park down here in the corral and your site is up there. 846 on my left. Oh, 847 on my left. 848 on my right. Fairly isolated over here, not very big. 849 is a bit bigger. 850 on my right. Again, looks, well, it's fairly long, but the picnic table in the drive. 851 is huge. 852, fairly large. Coming around to 853, 855, 856 on my left. And I am connecting back to where I came out before. Now we'll go around to the other side. Alright, and the back of 800 loop going over to 807 to 829 this time. 807 on my right. Pretty exposed over here, not a lot of shade. Good cover from the neighbors. 808 again doesn't have a lot of shade, but good cover between sites. 809 we're getting a little more wooded. 810. Okay, so here's the tent and table, and the drive is over here. 811. Got a lot of room, very wooded site. Might even get some hammocks into that one. Little jump over here to 813 on my right, which doesn't have a lot of cover from its neighbor. 812 on the left. You can clearly see 814 over here. They don't have cover between them and their neighbor. And across the way too at 815. 816 on my right. We do have some good mature trees now. 817 on my left. Fairly full campground. 817, 818 on my right. 819 to the left. 820 on my right. 821 on my left. These are again smaller sized. Now these actually back up to 600s, I believe. 822 on my right. There. Got a bathroom facility here. Now I'm not seeing like typical vault toilets here. So 823 on my right. 824 on my right. That's a fair size site with some options in it. Got a gap before your next neighbor over here at 825. 826 on my right, 827 on my left. It's got some good shade, good cover from the neighbors. We're all coming up to the end of the 800s at 829 and 828 over on my right here. Now, one more loop. This is a pretty big campground. So the parking area here between the 800s and 900s is labeled as visitor parking. Okay, sites 940 through 962 says non-reservable. I don't know what that means in this day and age, because you have to book every site online because you can't do it in person. Well, I guess we'll go right to 920 to 921. Okay, over on my right away, I have 901. Hiding back there. We've got really good mature trees in here. Okay, 902 and 903 are right here, and they actually back up to another site over there. So you got three sites conjoined here. I got 904 on my right, 905 on my right. We are definitely in nice thick wooded sites now. 906, 907 is occupied now. 908 has a closed sign. They're obviously doing some work there. The other one that backs up to those front two is 909. That is a sharing with the other ones. 910 is just a very little space here along the road next to 912. I don't know where you're supposed to put your car. 911 on my left has a little more room. We have a good decent facilities here in this half of the 900 loop. 913 on my right. 914 on my left, hiding in there. Good hammock spot. 914 is good for hammocks. 915 on my right. 916 is very sunny, along with 917. They are a shared site. 918 on my left, tucks nicely. Oh, That actually backs up to the other one that I said had good hammock spot. They got some good trees back there for hammocks, but you're sharing it with a neighbor. 919 and 920 are again good to share with a friend. And let's see, now I have 921 is the final spot here, fairly large. That's a nice spot. And let's go around and see what the other 900s are like. Okay, let's go check out 922 through 967. So that first 900 loop was pretty much its own isolated loop. And we'll go see what this other loop looks like. Alright, coming into the first set here. On my right is 922. Once again, we are fairly wooded here, mature trees. And decent cover between. You can might see your neighbors. 923. We got a shower building. This is showers only. 924 on my left. So showers only means not bathrooms, and it is designated women and men's showers. 925 on my left. Kind of lost our mature trees. We have good cover between sites though. 926 on my right. So there's a lot of sun beating down in these right now. 927 on my left. 928 on my right. These are pretty big sites. There's quite a bit of room there. Let's see what 929. Fair size. Not quite level. We're kind of going downhill now. 930 on my right. 931 on my left. Again, nothing out here is electric. I don't see any RVs. 932 on my left. I guess you gotta have a pop-up right now on 933 on my right. Got a water source, a trail crossing. Must connect to the other 900s. 934 on my left. Again, not a lot of mature trees, but we got really good cover between. 935 on my right. 936 on my left. 937 on my right. Well, no cover between it and the neighbor. 938 on my left. So 939 is pretty open to its neighbor next to it. Coming up on 940. I'm not sure what the green post means. I should learn that. 941 on my left. Nice grassy spot. 942. Maybe these are the unreservable section. I don't know. 934 on my left. 934 is fairly large. They seem to be. Alright, then we have our nature trail. There's a 1 mile loop off to my right at the back of the 900s here called the Summit Nature Trail. 945, 946 are right at that trailhead. There's no parking for that trailhead. 947 on my left. All good cover between their neighbors here. 948. Fairly large, plenty of room for lots of tents. 949 on my left is a little smaller. 950 on my right. Got a trail coming in from my left. 951 on my left has a pop-up squeezed in there. 952 on my right. 953 on my left. Let's see if you can see that at all. 954 on my right. Like I said, I got pretty good cover between sites, pretty thick brush. The trees are growing, but they're not too tall here. 955 on my left. That's 955. You can move the table if you need a bigger pad, but that's the flat spot. 956 on my right. not much left. 957 and backs up to marsh. That always scares me. I'm always worried about the bugs then. 958 on my left is a very uphill site. 959 on my right with a pop-up. 960 on my left is a very small pad, just a car. 961 on my right is a big gravel pad. It's all gravel. 962 on my left. 963 on my right is got a great view of the marsh. So if you like frogs, I bet you're gonna love listening to them there. 964 is up on a hill and actually has a little trailer in it. 965 on my right, very wooded. 966 on my left, and 967 on my right, tucked into the woods, and that is, I believe, the entire campground tour. Let's go check out the beach. So, Long Lake Recreation Area. It's got a boat launch. It's got a pretty big picnic area along the edge of the lake. Campground's right up that hill. So the boat ramp is up near, tucked into the end of the campgrounds, and it is at the end of a long lake. Let's go get another view of that. So I just left the first beach, the southernmost beach there, which is pretty big. And a short hop over, there's another nice beach. It says that the buoys are about 3 to 5 feet deep. And we got another bathhouse here. There was one at the other section of the beach. Now the beaches are very nice. They're groomed. The water looks nice and clear. They've been tested. This water looks like a very nice lake, unlike right here where they're designated pet area. Note that it is a long lake. The park or state recreation area is about half of the eastern side of the lake. The other side of the lake is all private property. There are a lot of houses and a lot of boats out here on this lake. But this park also offers an opportunity for those that don't have a boat on a house on the lake to launch their boats down at the end of the park at the boat ramp. See the sign here? We've got our north picnic area, the fishing pier, the pet picnic area, which has a little bit of beach to it too. The south picnic area is off of a different loop that is very accessible to the campgrounds, so that's probably heavily used by campground folks. The north picnic area is probably the better option to just come in day use. But no, both of those areas, you park up in the parking area and you have to go down a flight of stairs to bring your stuff in. So pack accordingly. There is a road that'll bring you down if you need handicap access. They have their own separate parking, but everybody else has to pack it in. And wheelbarrow's not going to help you this time. So the beach facilities here give you the option of, there's plenty of grassy area to hang out. You can put out your towel in the grass, or you can go down and play on the beach. So that's Long Lake State Recreation Area. 4 loops of campgrounds, plus a couple extra I think too I'd add in. 2 beaches, lots of picnic areas, boat launch. If you're camping, I would definitely recommend, if the kids are here, bring bikes or scooters or something, because there's a lot of ground that can be covered. There are some hiking trails, especially heading off on the south end of the 900s campground, and we are in the Kettle Moraine northern unit. So there are nearby other hiking trails you can do, especially getting off that lake I was showing you earlier, as well, and the scenic trail. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the campground tour. Hopefully that helps you find the perfect spot. If you like what I've done here and it's helpful and you want to see other campground tours or tours of other state parks and recreation areas, please subscribe to my channel. It's free to you. It helps you find more of my videos and helps other people find these videos so they know what to look for as well. So, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you have any history, know anything about this park, you've been here, got experiences, please comment down below and share that with others. Thanks for watching, and get on out there.